April is where the garden finally begins to move forward. The soil may still be cold, frost is definitely still possible, but the decisions you make now begin shaping the garden that will carry you through the rest of the season. Today, I'll show you what to sow in April in Zone 6 and 7. We'll cover what we can directly sow into the soil, what should be started indoors, and what is still staying under the grow rack. And we'll also talk about something that often happens in April. This is when gardeners become a little too eager and start certain crops earlier than they should. So stick around for that. In my What to Sow in March video, we talked about some of the earliest crops that can grow into the garden, especially peas and a few cold-tolerant crops like greens. April continues that momentum, but the condition is still the same. The soil must be workable, not frozen, not waterlogged, loose enough that it crumbles in your hand. Once the soil reaches that stage, several crops can be sown directly outdoors. And in April, that list usually includes peas, spinach, lettuce, radish, carrots, beets, and turnips. Some of these crops could technically be started in late March, but April is when most gardens in Zone 6 and 7 finally become workable enough to make this practical. These crops actually prefer the cooler temperatures of early spring, so getting them established now helps them mature before the heat of the summer arrives. April is also when I start tomatoes indoors. Some gardeners start tomatoes much earlier, but I prefer starting them in April, so the plants don't outgrow their containers before it's time to move them outside. Tomatoes grow quickly under lights, so timing them well helps keep plants compact and very manageable. So for tomatoes, I will be starting varieties like Mini Orange Cherry, Extreme Dwarf Bush, Blue Streak, Sweetie Cherry, Black Cherry, my favorite, and Sunwise Bumblebee Cherry Tomato. If you're starting tomatoes indoors this month, the container you choose can make the process either very simple or unnecessarily complicated. I talk more about that in my video on the seed starting containers. I will link it below. Along with tomatoes, April can also be a good time to start certain other crops and herbs indoors. Let me pull out my stack of seeds. We can sow the following indoors: collard greens, Swiss chard, thyme, corn salad, lovage, parsley, lemon balm, and cilantro. April is exciting because the garden finally feels like it's moving again. But this is also the moment when gardeners sometimes become a little too eager. There are actually several warm season crops that are still too early to start in April, even indoors. These include cucumbers, squash, zucchinis. These plants grow very quickly and they really prefer consistent warm soil. Starting them too early usually means they outgrow their containers before the outdoor garden is ready for them. So while April opens the door for many crops, some plants still benefit from waiting just a little longer. Even though the outdoor garden is beginning to open up, several plants are still staying under the grow rack for now. For me, that includes peppers, eggplants, and herbs. These plants need warmer temperatures, and so they remain under the lights until the weather stabilizes outside. Meanwhile, other seedlings like kale, cabbage, lettuce, and other brassicas are usually started earlier in the season. They will eventually move outdoors once they have fully matured, but at this point in April, they're typically still developing, so they're not quite ready for transplant yet. April may not look dynamic in the garden yet, but this is where the rhythm of the season begins. The cool crops begin going into the soil, tomatoes and herbs start indoors, and warm season crops are still on hold until next month. And if you still have seeds from last year that you know you won't be using, April is a good moment to share them. Seeds only matter when they're planted, and if you're not going to plant them, someone else can. I made a full video showing how I prepare and label seeds for seed exchanges, including the seeds that we donate through our church and the seed ministry. So if you have seeds sitting in the drawer and that you know you won't use anymore, that video may give you a simple way to pass them on. By the way, if you are new here, this is where we grow food and faith through the lens of an urban garden. So if you are still watching the video and liking it, please like and subscribe to this channel so we can grow together. And if you're interested, stick around for a short segment we call Seeds of Scripture, where we take today's garden lesson and explore what God's Word has to teach us. It's a quick uplifting reflection that ties the garden to faith. And today's scripture comes from Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. There are so many good things that we can receive from the garden, and not just a harvest for ourselves. It can become a place to connect with friends who may need your company right now. It can be a quiet place to meditate on the scriptures, or a space to teach someone about gardening. The list is endless. So instead of thinking about gardening as a chore or another task to do, and yes, it's a lot of hard work, think about the harvest that will come from it later on. A harvest that enriches not only our physical life, but also our spiritual, mental, and social well-being. So do not become weary, friends. So if you are not gardening yet today, April is the month to start. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the garden.